So let's start. The presentation is about the urban mobility plans and the documents that we need in order to do the plans, and also an example of SUMP that we made, because me and my colleagues, my team from Transylvania University, also write SUMPs for different kind of cities. The problem of the urban cities in mostly in Europe, it's about to find the proper ways and solution to implement the correct types of systems and mobility strategies that are very appropriate for each city and specific for each neighborhood or each area of a metropolitan area. We have to mitigate the negative consequence of transport for society. We have to think about health and environment, the greenhouse gas emissions, the air and noise pollution, also congestions and safety and road fatalities. As a document that we start for implementing urban mobility documents, it's European Green Deal. Also, we use several of documents. One of them is Sustainable and Smart Mobility Strategy, also Fit for 55 package and Zero Pollution Action Plan. We put the links for each of one of them. They are very useful documents that we start when we write a strategical document. So, in order to resolve the problems that are generated in the cities, we have to assess, analyze, and solve these appropriate problems with mechanisms specific to the region. Because a solution that it works very good in a city, in another European country, is not very efficient in my city or in your city, because of the differences between the infrastructure, between the demographic issues, and also the mentality of the inhabitants. So it all resumes to the quality of life of inhabitants, accessibility to the transport systems, safety, economic efficiency, and environmental quality. Are the main pillars of a sustainable urban mobility plan. So for each region, we have to identify the characteristics, the specific characteristics, and the differences between the cities and the regions in order to choose the right solution. The sustainability of transport, it's every time measured by the efficiency of the transport system, also the impact on the environment. So the most common strategies, it's among the walking for the pedestrians, cycling and cycling facilities, green vehicles, usage of public transportation, and also the sharing components. As a definition, a sustainable urban mobility plan is a strategic document that is designed to satisfy the mobility needs of the cities for inhabitants, for transportation of the people, and for transportation of the freights and goods. There's a support material. We have a lot of documents. The concept of sustainable urban planning, it's a document that goes from 7 main principles. One of them is plan for sustainable mobility in a functional urban area. because it's very important the urban area to be functional after the solution is implemented. Also, the cooperate across institutional boundaries, because most of the time we hit the boundaries from different institutions, city halls, and local council, and also regional council. They have different type of strategies, and also we as a university have discussion with them in order to implement the right choices for the urban plans. Also, very important to involve the citizen and stakeholders. Also assess the current and future performance, because we have to estimate which one of the solution will be more performant and will decrease the problems that we have to resolve. Also define a long-term vision and a clear implementation plan. Without a very clear implementation plan on the long term, not only 2, 3, 4 years, but 10, 15 years, it's a correct vision that can be also dynamic and change when the needs are changing. Also develop all transport models in an integrated manner, because every type of user need a space. The personal vehicle users needs the space. The public transportation needs a space. The pedestrian needs a space. The freight delivery needs a space. The bicycle needs the space. The sharing needs a space. So we can have roads with 5 or 6 lanes, but shared between them. Also, average in monitoring and evaluation through 2, 3, or 4 years. And none of less assure the quality for the implemented solution. The benefit of the Sustainable Urban Mobility Plan is to reduce carbon emission, because at the end, we have a plan, we have a budget for the plan for each mobility action, and the cost comes with reductions for CO2. So in this image, we have the differences between traditional transport planning that focus on the traffic and flow capacity and infrastructure as a main objective, and sustainable urban mobility plan that is focused on the people, accessibility, quality of life, integrated development of all transport modes, consistent with related policy areas, because it's very important to have the support of the policies of the region, and long-term vision and strategy. If you want to write an SUMP, you have to use the guidelines from European Commission, the Green Paper, in order to reduce the use of private vehicles, promote the active mobility as walking and cycling, ensuring sustainability freight transport, increasing the use of ITS, reducing the negative impact of transport on environment, also improving accessibility, land use planning and urbanism. It's another objective that is very important. It's highly connected with transport routes, and improving urban transport safety. For the existing SUMP, the long strategy for the future is to the development of urban mobility, and mobility, its infrastructure and also services. It's very important to the present and the future, the solution to be performant, and the transport system to optimize continuously because the smart targets of the implementation of the plan and the goals are the increase the quality of life for the inhabitants. It's everything a balance development of each relevant transport modes, from public transport to intermodality to cycling to walking to safety to logistics and ITS. And also it's very important when you write the document to have connection with citizens, with the representatives of civil society, and also with economical actors, because everybody have their needs, and their needs are very specific and very different for each of them. As a model and a tool, Civitas have a lot of documents on the trials and also learning courses. And the main target is to have a national training process. Afterwards, we have to exchange the knowledge with best practice workshops. And afterwards, we implement the SUMP in your country and specific city with your specific needs. Another tool that we use when we write an SUMP, it's named Urban Transport Roadmap Framework. I also put the links for each of one if you want to check it, and if it's needed and represent interest. For a specific city of Gimbav is a city near to Brasov, a little small city, but city now we have an airport, is the main airport in our region. We have the estimation for CO2, CO, and particulate matters from the traffic flows data that we analyzed from the data when we have from the city hall and from the regional county. Me and my team from Transylvania University working on this area. We write sustainable mobility plans, especially for the small towns. The towns are all around our country. It's very different from each other. So also we make different traffic studies, also noise maps from several cities. We have projects on that part, sustainable energy plan, action plans, and impact studies. So the main focus of our team is to access national and European funds and work together with the city halls and local authorities to use regional operational programs and to attract funds in order to make the right decisions for the mobility in our city and in our region. As an example, I present very shortly the SUMP for Nădlac City. Nădlac City, it's a medium city to quite small city. It's a city next to the border with Hungary. They have specific needs. We use the same traffic that I presented in the first presentation to make the transport model. These are the results. The road infrastructure in the most part of the city didn't have a problem. The problem until Romania entered the Schengen space represent the transit of the big vehicles and personal vehicles through the customs and the road of the city. So for the city, we propose a measure action plan. We write it together with the city hall and the city council. and they give us the intention for these projects and the budget of the projects. And in order to make the plan, we also have to prioritize this measure. You have to say which measure will be the first to implement, which measure will have the best results, and you have to know that in 3, 2, 4, 5 years, the measure will work. So we make a methodology for selecting and evaluating measures for SUMP that goes with a lot of parameters, but they are grouped in 5 areas: global travel distance, environmental impact, impact on accessibility, safety impact, impact on quality of life. So if each of one will generate a score of 20 points, and the sum will be 100 points, and afterwards we will have an ranking for these measures, and we'll have a very clear situation about what is the most needed measure and the first to implement. So in this case of the city, the bicycle lanes, because the city have users that cover up to 30% of the traffic flows, the users of the bicycles. It's very high for a Romanian city. So the bicycle path and bicycle lanes, it's a major necessity. Also the bicycle parking and facilities for the biking, and the bypass ring for Nădlac city, it's very important. So it was at that time. So each one of these measures, we have a score and have a ranking, and we can assure the resulting impacts and benefits for each of one. So the methodology is needed to compare the solution according to a variety of criteria and policies. The most important thing is which one will meet the expectation. So the problem can be resolved very fast and with the smallest prices. So we use the methodology for another SUMPs, for other cities in Romania, and the acknowledgement, it's about a project of our university about writing the sustainable urban mobility plans. And in the last 3 slides, I will refer at rural mobility, because in often situation, the mobility strategy goes to the urban mobility. The rural areas, they are left behind, and it's a big problem also in Europe and also in our countries. And the policy focuses have essentially been put on the major cities. Mobility between urban and rural areas represents a problem now, and also mobility within rural areas. So the rural areas are very different than urban areas, with low density of population, different distances between towns. It's big and poorly connected. Aging of the population, higher poverty, and bad connections with airports, railway or roads. There have some programs for urban and rural mobility in Europe and also in Romania. And the example is Mobi Rural project. I was part of a project with ITS in Romania. That it's focused on resolving the problems in rural transport. So, mobility problems they are very specific, and we analyze in this project the fixed route public road transport service that is not very efficient in rural areas. So we propose dynamic public transportation. Also, the rural areas frequency face demographic problems and employment and access to public services. Uh, Accessibility and safety, it's another big problem in rural areas. And very big problem for young children and older people in order to access the transport systems. So the problems are very specific for each country and for each region. So in this type of the projects, we analyze the problems and propose the solution for each region. So thank you for your attention. That was all.
Okay, thank you very much. We have time for maybe one short question. Any question? Yeah, okay. Thank you. May I ask you, Stelian? I saw a project that you described in the presentation. And when you prepare sustainable urban development plan, do you involve students in the collect data? Because we have some experience. Yeah.
Yes. We involve students in all kinds of the studies, not only for SUMPs. We have traffic studies, and we work with city halls, and they give us the project, and we have to collect the data, and we use 20, 30 students for a small city and much more for a big city. Unfortunately, the city hall in Brasov didn't ask us to be involved in the SUMP, but we collect the data for Brasov for urban planning and for the traffic study that was made by another company. So yes, we involve the students. We pay the students. It's not a problem. We have the mechanism to pay the students to work in the projects.
Okay.
And they continue the work with the diploma projects and with dissertations afterwards. So also they use the data to make the final project for bachelor diploma.
You know, we discussed future, say, internship of our students and our teachers also in the university. So maybe this area or this topic can be relevant and interesting to cover this field during the internship.
Yes, in my last slide, I put the links for university, for the research center, for the faculty, for the ITS, because I'm also a member of ITS Romania, and for my research center that I coordinate. So I will give you the presentation afterwards, and that can be read more in detail because I rush a little bit.
Okay, thank you. Also, I saw link to useful information in the presentation during sustainable mobility plan. So also thank you.